Hi, I'm Miss Folan, an art teacher at Beck Elementary, and today we're going to get to create a three-dimensional sculpture donut. Let's get started. The supplies you will need to make some awesome three-dimensional donuts include aluminum foil and tape, and then as an option you can also use paper towels or newspapers to help make it a little bit thicker. Now when you're picking your tape, I use blue painter's tape because it's what I have at home. But when I'm at school working with students, we typically use masking tape. It's kind of that tan looking color of tape. You can try a variety of tapes. I probably just wouldn't use Scotch tape. You'll also need paint. And the first paint that we're going to use will be a tan color because we're going to paint the cake portion of our donut. If you don't have a tan color, you can always use brown and white and mix it and get the color that you desire. You might also want to pick a few additional paint colors for the icing of your donut as well as the toppers. And if you happen to have sprinkles at home, you can get those out to complete your donut as well. This lesson is inspired by artist Wayne Thiebaud. He's an American artist who's well known for his rich paintings of pies, ice cream cones, and other delicious treats. Mr. Thiebaud was famous for taking shapes and turning them into three-dimensional forms to create his desserts. Can you see what shape might have started out here with the pies? A triangle. So, when we talk about three-dimensional form, we're talking about something that instead of just being a flat surface, has length, width, and height, so you can see the sides. Even this donut here, which is our inspiration, is in 3D form. So now we're going to get started on our donut and make it three-dimensional and just as delicious as Wayne Thiebaud's. So the first step of making our donut would be to take either paper towels or newspaper and start rolling them long ways to get the length of our donut. Now normally I would use newspaper at school, but I only had paper towels at home. And if you don't have either one, that's okay. You can just use the foil. Now I'm going to take a piece of tape just to tape it closed so that I can move it to the side and not worry about it unraveling. I'm ready to roll my paper towel or newspaper inside the foil. I first make sure to fold my paper towel, and then if you're not sure what length of foil you need, the width I typically make from my fingertips to my elbow. And then you can just start rolling and rolling all the way till you get to the end of your foil. If you realize that your foil is not as thick as a donut would be, then just get a little bit more foil and roll it again. Once you have a true thickness of a donut, then I start kind of bending it, shaping it, making it look like a donut would. If you need to take a little extra off the end of the donut, that's fine, just cut a little extra off. Or if you need to add more foil to complete your donut, that's okay too. I just roll up more foil and then I can add it by using my tape. Now, once I have my donut ready, I'm going to get my tape and I'm going to first make sure that it's pushed together or closed and start wrapping my tape around. And I want to try to get my tape as smooth as I can because this area I'm going to be painting over. Now, I'm going to start overlapping. I just want to make sure that I can't see any foil when this is done. So I'm going to cover the foil by wrapping it all the way around. I go nice and slow. Sometimes it might be easier to get shorter pieces of tape and then just work your way around. So as you see, I'm just going to continue to work until I fill all this area and I cannot see any more foil. If your tape is completely covering your foil, then congratulations, you're ready to paint. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to paint a tan color all over our donut to make it look like the cake. Now I don't have tan at home, so I'm going to take white and brown and mix it together. And really, you're going to use whatever color you have at home that most looks like cake of a donut. So I'm going to start mixing these two colors to get my tan. And while I'm doing that, I have a riddle for you. Why did the donut go to the dentist? Because it needed to get a filling. All right, let's get started on painting. So I'm going to take my donut and I'm going to paint the entire thing with this tan color I just created. In fact, I think I'm going to bump up to a bigger brush because I'm covering a larger area. You can paint the entire donut all the way around until it's complete, and then I would leave it to dry. So the cake portion of my donut is completely dry and I'm ready to add my icing. Now normally, if I were at the donut shop, I'd probably pick a donut with chocolate icing because that's my favorite. But I wanted to make a really colorful donut today, so instead I'm going to use blue as my icing. I'm going to pick blue because it's my mom's favorite color, and she loves blueberry donuts. Okay, I have another riddle for you. What is a pilot's favorite type of donut? A plain one. Okay, while I start painting the icing, I want you to notice that whenever I get to the side of the donut, I don't go all the way down because I want to be able to see part of the cake portion of the donut to make it look more realistic. So I kind of create a wavy line on the side. And then I paint all of the top of the donut, and then also I do the same on the inside. I paint half of the inside as well. Remember, don't paint the entire donut with your icing color or it won't look realistic. Paint all of the top and then half of the sides. Ta-da! I have completed my icing and my donut is ready for the drizzle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick two colors to put on top of the icing. I want to pick colors that'll really pop on the blue. So I'm going to do pink and orange. Now, what I recommend is to practice on something else before you squirt this on your donut. Because one, a lot of people are going to press too hard and a lot of paint's going to come out. So I recommend barely squeezing your paint and just going back and forth on the top part of your donut to give it a realistic design. Now, if you're under 3rd grade, you might want to have your parents help you do this, or at least practice a few times on paper or a plate. Now I'm going to take my second color and I'm going to do the same thing. I'm barely going to squeeze it, just a little bit. And then I'm going to try to go around and hit the areas that the orange didn't get, so that I have them overlapping in different areas. Ta-da! So the paint portion is done. Now to complete my donut, I'm going to add some sprinkles because I happen to have some extra at home. If you don't have sprinkles, don't even worry about it. The paint is just enough. I'm going to add my sprinkles, and I'm going to make sure to do this while my paint's wet because that's what's going to help them to hold on. If I try to add them once the paint's dry, they're just going to fall right off. There we go. My donut is complete. I hope you enjoyed making this project and that you had a lot of fun. Just don't eat it. It's not real.